Hello, I'm Transformers fan G138, and you're watching G138's MOCs, or my own creations, depending on how you want to say that. Well, just in case you didn't see the title. So, when I did my first episode of this, I looked at my Optimus Prime kind of esque looking kind of type thing, and said in episode 3 I would reveal something that kind of went with that. And that would be this guy. And to be honest, he looks a little weird in this mode. It's his vehicle form. He does do this. It's kind of just a fault of the actual figure. It's my fault. It's not really designed to do that. It just kind of does it for a reason, but whatever. So this is a transforming jet, of course. It's got rotating guns on the wings, you know, simple as that. It's got these things here. These kind of are like thrusters. Back here, it's a lot of Technic Lego. It's like 90% Technic Lego. Then the wings are pretty much the only thing in the front end. It's pretty much the only thing that's not. However, that's not it. That's not the whole thing. This, as you may recognize, is a maintenance service elevator. And if any of you got that reference, great. And for those of you who didn't, I'm not going to tell you. So, those of you who may recognize this as the, Brickmaster exclusive, whatever this thing is called, from Star Wars, slightly modified. It combines with this. That's the only reason it's here. It's not really my own creation. I just modified it a little bit. So if this just pops off and flip it upside down and around, add some extra jets to the back of it, which is cool. And then this end just plugs into here and extends the front end. And that makes a massive spaceship. And heavy too. It's kind of cool. So, take that back apart and flip it around and put it back together. And now it's something that flies around, drone, something, whatever. I would kind of wish I could make this transform too, but I've yet to take it apart to even bother. So, then we have this. So, for transformation, we literally just flip the feet up, pull them down, and we're done. Not really. Then, we come up to the front. This is just kind of slid pegged in there. So it's simple, where it's pegged in solidly on the other side. So this comes down. This rotates around. Bends here at the elbow. This comes off. This rotates at the shoulder. Bends down. This whole piece swings around. Goes behind the arm. And this peg is revealed here. And he's got some feet. And some arms. And this goes in here. And that's his sword. So he's got a sword and this massive thing on his arm. And I suppose if you really need guns, I have some there. Armpit guns. Yeah. And then his head rotates. So everything's ball and socket joint. He can, move his upper body up, just due to the way it's designed. Sometimes that happens, not usually. It's kind of weird that it did just now. It's like the first time that's happened in, like, ever. That just literally, I found out years ago that the pegs can peg right into the beams, which is cool. It saves me time and energy trying to find connectors. So that's cool. Works. It's one of my favorites, not necessarily, it's maybe not one of my favorites per se, but it's pretty cool in my opinion. I like the robot mode a lot better than the jet mode. Although the jet mode's kind of cool. I think the wings sit a little too low in the jet mode, but it works here. He's still got wings in the back, fly around. I kind of nicknamed him Star Saber simply because he had a sword and he turns into a really cool jet. Not really even remotely the colors, but yeah. So, if we take this thing again, pop off the top again, same place, flip it around, instead of having it as jets now, you have it, I can have it as a cannon, an actual gun, which is cool, in my opinion. And then this can peg onto here, and he's now got this massive shield on his shoulder, which he can support. So he's got like really awesome extra weapons here. It's pretty cool, you know. I really like the looks of that. You know, if you don't want it that high, you can modify it so it's here. You modify it so it's here. Yeah, I've got options to where I can place it depending on what I want him to look like at the time. So it's cool. He kind of sits in this mode a lot. So yeah. For now, I'm gonna pop these off again. They're a little bit heavier. They don't really fall off, they just make them heavier, of course. So, his legs have these orange pieces, but I also found out if you put these black pieces in the back and then you press them, you create friction guns. So, not only do they act as connectors for this in vehicle mode, they actually serve a kind of sort of play fun purpose. I don't know. I like throwing in features like that, kind of like Lego does. Just kind of neat. I decided to not buy a bunch of Lego sets just so I could do that, so I decided and came up with my own way of doing it. Mainly when I came up with that when I did a Battlestar Galactica mini thing, and when you push the button on one side, a small little piece flew out of the side that was supposed to represent a Colonial Viper. Eventually got taken apart by my relatives, so I never got around to putting it back together. That's cool. This guy's neat and all, but why did I relate it to the beginning? Well, this is not the whole story. Now, if we come back here, and we pull this backpack off, it's attached via these two pegs here, just on the back, like this. So we'll take that aside, and we'll separate it here at this bend. Just one end plugs into the other. We're going to put this back into kind of vehicle mode here for a moment. Well, at least the front end in vehicle mode. As good as it can get there. So that's like that, which is neat. I want to say I'm probably missing a piece somewhere. No, I'm not. I'm good. So that goes there, and then this rotates here, and flip this around. Flip this around. You can't really fire the missiles in this form, but it turns into like a giant cannon claw hand thing. So it's neat. It's basically extra parts I have. So this, there's a reason this extends out here on his arm. This literally plugs into up top, which gives it a free spinning friction thing. So that, the lower one, actually keeps it in place. So he's got that, which is cool. And you know, if you want, you can make this whole thing stretched out into a claw. Yeah, I don't really care. It kind of looks cool as a wide missile launching gun. On this side, this pulls off, and this piece here slides in and clips on, and you have this giant sword, or wide giant sword, but it's like something to slash enemies with. Then the jetpack, literally with this piece and this piece, and this piece, sorry, attaches to these pegs here on the front, which rotate them correctly, and flip this upside down, flip the guns forward, and then plug these on these pieces, and you have a combination mode. I haven't really found anything to do with these yet. Still playing around with it. Basically, I throw it back together and attach Optimus Prime's gun to the bottom front end here, and it's just kind of like extra pieces. Yeah, I suppose I could probably find something to do with these guys, but anyway, yep, that's that. Cool combine mode. My Star Saber, I forget, I lost track of what number this was, but I basically keep track via numbers. So that's pretty much episode 3 of my MOCs, MOCs, whatever. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed. Next week I'm probably going to do a few more of my transforming ones. I'm going to abandon those for a while, go into some of my non-transforming ones, because I have a ton of those as well. And, you know, it's pretty awesome. Maybe I'll do that next week. I won't make my decision until next week anyway. So, stay tuned for some awesome MOCs. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.